Today on the Daily Review, March 16th, 2021, we discuss the four-part documentary Allen v. Farrow about Woody Allen and, well, you know, it's on HBO today on the Daily Review. This will be a short episode because I don't really want to talk about this. It's a four-part documentary about the accusations against Allen that he sexually abused Dylan Farrow, his stepdaughter, I guess. Right? Or is it his biological? No, it's not his biological daughter, right? Wow, that's bad. I should know that. Dylan Farrow, biological father. Oh, it is Woody Allen. Oh, no, adopted daughter. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, either way, I mean, it's still incredibly, incredibly horrible. So basically, he was never convicted of these crimes, but this documentary, maybe it's a hatchet job, but, I don't think a 7-year-old girl sticks to her story for 30-something years. Like, it's just... I don't know. You can tell I'm kind of at a loss of words about this because, and I've talked about this in class, Woody Allen is one of the most important figures in the last 100 years of filmmaking. He's one of the only directors to win an Oscar for a comedy. He elevated comedy to such a different level from being kind of a lowbrow, ironically, a lowbrow kind of immature genre to being one of the most difficult genres to achieve success in, and his voice is hugely important in the film world. But then what do you do, separating the art from the artist, which is the big thing. But they get to a good point around the fourth episode, is that it's really hard to hear about your heroes being not just not perfect, because obviously nobody's perfect, but being like satanic level criminals. And you go, oh my God. And you don't want to believe it because, like they say in the documentary, you've invested so much a part of your identity into that person's work or what that person's kind of philosophy, especially Woody Allen, he's like a cult of personality. He's got like a very specific life view that comes through in all of his work. So like a lot of people if they identify with that, they identify with him, and they see him as like this like North Star of like what their opinions are. I'm a Woody Allen type guy, and then you find out that they're like a sexual we're all perverts, I guess, but I mean a criminal rapist, essentially I would call it that. Incest, it's the worst. Anyway, in this part of the documentary, they start showing Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby and Roman Polanski and these people, especially Michael Jackson, where people have so much trouble believing it, so they defend them to all end, even if, like people were defending Cosby for a while, and then it just became like irrefutable. So it's just like, ugh. But it's crazy how long people stand by. I mean, even people stood by Woody Allen, for a really long time, and it's like, dude, I don't know. And then after all this, I just read an article about how he was good friends with Jeffrey Epstein, and in 2008 when he pleaded guilty to Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to like having, I don't know, illegal pornography or something like that. Like a lot of famous people kind of pulled away from him, and Allen didn't. So it's like, so yeah. It ultimately comes down to the thing of like, now do I ever watch a Woody Allen movie ever again. And I used to, like with Polanski, I used to kind of make a joke where it's like, oh, if you're going to make his movies as good as Roman Polanski, I don't know, whatever you do in your private time is your own. But that was, this clarifies that a little bit. The girl was 13 and it was non-consensual. I mean, it's non-consensual if you're 13 either way because you have no idea what's going on. But like she said no specifically. There's that part of an interview. And it's like, well, I never heard that. That's crazy. I was under the impression that she wanted to be there. And it got kind of out of hand, which is still really bad, and she's still a victim. But I didn't think it was as, like, demonic. And it is. It's just fucking horrible. And I don't know, Maybe I'll never watch a Polanski movie again. Maybe I'll never watch a Woody Allen movie again. It's easy to say now, as the guy's got, like, one movie in the can and maybe one more left in him, probably, or a couple more left in him. But I think he's got one in the can that people say is his best one in a long time. And it's like, well, maybe I just won't watch that. It's called Rifkin's Game or something like that. Maybe I'll never watch a Woody Allen movie again. I have to really think about it. I don't know. I think that is probably the right thing to do. There's plenty of other movies. And I think right now I'm going to go on the record and say that I won't watch a Woody Allen movie ever again. There's this other horrible woman in there called Leslie Dart, and she's like a publicist. Oh, she's so terrible. So terrible. Like, basically the worst kind of person in the world. Like, ugh. All this made me feel sick. I wouldn't watch it. I would just say that it's true. What is claimed is by Dylan is true, that it's not some sort of con job by Mia Farrow, because just watch. I mean, if you really want the proof, watch the documentary. Watch the way that people react to things. There are things where they highlight court documents, and I paused it so that I could read the whole court document, and they don't, like, some things they don't highlight, but you can still read, that are the details that, like, a 7-year-old would never. It's so ugh. Hollywood's gross. I feel bad for all these people, really. But yeah, fuck Woody Allen, what a dick. Okay, let's do a little bit of strange music.